Hello and welcome to your Mind Ninja webinar. I'm Joelene Lavrick and I am the creator of Mind Ninja. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology and I was a teacher for 20 years. Mind Ninja has received rave reviews from parents all over the world in 114 countries, and I can't wait to tell you all about what's in the course. So Mind Ninja is all about prevention. So no use children going through life without having the strategies they need before they become really upset about something. So with anxiety, prevention is better than cure. Like anything, get on the front foot, and that's what Mind Ninja is all about. So anxiety and avoidance. So children often feel like they're keeping themselves safe if they don't do something that they're scared of, okay? And I've done that myself for about 35 years, so I understand this one. Mind Ninja is going to help them to get out of their comfort zone, and children will realize that every time they do something that they're a little bit scared of, that they will become braver. So I always explain that to children, and that is included in your course. So one beautiful teacher at my daughter's school, Miss Baybog, she says, I dare myself. So it's about daring yourself to do something that's a little bit scary, and that leads you to become braver and braver. The first module of the course, now it might sound a little bit corny or poxy or cringy, as some kids might say, but the first lesson is all about yourself. And we say, I love me. So I do teach children to care about themselves, be kind to themselves, forgive themselves, because that is the best way to move forward. I have children look into the mirror and say to themselves, I love me. If they're not ready to say, I love me, we actually tell them that they can start on something a little bit less, like just be able to say to yourself, I like me, because if children have been mean to themselves for a long time in their mind, they're not ready to go straight to I love me. Hopefully your children will, but they may not. And even I'm learning to love me, which is another lovely one. Or in extreme cases, I'm willing to learn to love me. So softeners and flexible language, teaching children to not say I'm petrified, but to say something like I'm a little bit scared, but I'm doing it anyway, is a great way to calm them down, because if they're saying I'm too scared, I'm petrified, then that is going to lead to them being, to really feeling those feelings. So by using language to just calm yourself down a little bit, and even if they do feel really quite scared, just get into the habit of saying, I'm a little bit scared, but I can do this anyway. It is amazing what children can accomplish. Now, magic words. Now, these magic words, they will work for you as well. When something goes wrong, you could become really angry and upset, or you can say to yourself, I don't like this, but I can handle it. And once children learn this one, especially if you have a child who's feeling quite angry, if they start to practice using these magic words, you'll see a profound difference in that, and it just relaxes them once they realise that they don't have to get so angry and upset all the time. I don't expect children to go around being happy all the time, but if they're feeling really angry a lot of the time, then it is time to take action. Okay, now one of my favourite strategies is called the thought catch, and I teach kids the thought catch. I love doing that. So the thought catch works like this. In your mind, you have 60,000 thoughts come through each day, all right? None of us know where they come from, but if you have a thought in your head that is a negative thought, and you think, yeah, this is true, another thought just like that one will join it. And then what happens is, once you're on that track, they get worse and worse, and then pretty soon you end up feeling really upset. So the thought catch teaches children to take notice of their thoughts, to catch the first one and think to themselves, is that really true? Like, am I really that bad at something? Because children will often think that they're terrible at something, and they'll be really quite nasty to themselves in their mind. So the thought catch teaches them they can choose their thoughts, and they can redirect them. And I teach the kids to say, thank you, bad thought, for trying to keep me safe, but I don't need you anymore. And even a little joke one, thank you, bad thought, for trying to keep me safe, but I don't need you anymore because I can kick you out the door. My daughter made that one up, and kids do like that. So a real game changer for children is the BPBBB. It stands for Be Positive Bit by Bit. So it works like this. If you can imagine that your life is like a comic, one thing happens and the next event, and for children might be getting ready for school, then they arrive at school, then they walk into their classroom, and it all happens step by step. The fear comes in when you don't know what's going to happen. So it's the fear of the unknown that can be so upsetting for all of us. So what we do is we teach children in Mind Ninja to ask themselves 2 questions before they go into any new activity. So question 1, how do I want to feel? So by asking yourself, how do I want to feel, it straight away gets your mind thinking along a positive direction. And the other one is, what do I hope will happen? So instead of thinking of all the horrible things that could happen, you stop and you ask yourself, what do I hope will happen? Oh, gee, I hope my friend's there today, or I hope the teacher's being really lovely and in a really happy mood, or hope someone says hello to me straight away, or I get something really fun to do. So it just gets your mind thinking positively right from the start. So it's always the unknown that is scaring all of us, and so the BPBBB really works to shift and have children thinking more positively before they go into any activity. I've been using that with my daughter since she was 4 with really good results. The Hygo Japanese relaxation technique. All right, after the course, your child will be able to do this. Worry, fear, anger, sadness, I love me, calm on the palm. So this one's a little tricky to explain in a webinar, but each finger on your hand you can use to dispel a feeling that is quite negative. For example, if you're worried, you squeeze your W finger for worry, your thumb, you squeeze that and you say to yourself, I'm feeling worried, but everything will be okay. So we go through each feeling, and children have an action that they do with it, and it really helps in those moments when children are not feeling good. And the quick one, if they forget what all of the fingers stand for, they can always go straight to calm on the palm. And I know a lot of adults that use that one, including myself, before a big presentation. I use calm on the palm and some really good breathing techniques that are in the course as well. So here's an example of a clever mum who used this technique with her child after doing Mind Ninja. So Tammy said, the calm palm has been a great tool in reminding Adam how to calm himself. We copied it, drew some emojis on it, and then laminated it and cut it out because he wanted to bring it to school. So a lot of kids do go to their schools and tell their teachers and principals about the strategies in Mind Ninja. I'm very proud and excited about that. So this is an example of a good one. Our minds are designed to keep us safe. They're not designed to keep us happy. Your mind is always looking for trouble. And so in Mind Ninja, I teach children that your mind is going to start thinking about something scary coming up and worry about the future. And also you might keep thinking about something horrible that has happened, something not very nice, someone was really mean to you at school, and your mind will keep thinking about that as part of keeping you safe. So I teach children to interrupt that, and there's a really good timeline that I use in the course that helps them, and we interrupt those thoughts of the past and of the future by saying, hang on, what's wrong right now? And usually there's nothing wrong right now. Sometimes you might have to ask yourself 247 times in a day, what's wrong right now? Nothing. What's wrong right now? Nothing. And it is an important technique, and it has helped children all over the world, that one. And I've heard parents, so many parents have sent me messages about the what's wrong right now, nothing strategy. Now you will get a few people, of course, who will say, yeah, but what about if something is wrong right now? So the next lesson is called Latch. So Latch is an acronym which stands for leave it, accept it, or change it. When anything goes wrong in your life, you need to be ready to either leave, accept, or change. Once children practice this one, they always know what to do. When something happens, they're ready. It's a really great idea to celebrate if your child ever is able to accept a situation where they didn't get their own way. In My Ninja, we really celebrate that because it's really hard. It's hard for all of us. If you missed out on getting a job you really wanted to, really hard to accept it. So we need to celebrate when children can accept that they didn't get the toy they wanted or something like that. I'm not saying just every time give everyone else their own way, but there are times in life you can't change a situation. So it's a very important skill to learn. Now with change the situation, that's where I have children actually ask themselves, and I do it in a funny way, we say, how can I fix this? And so by asking yourself, how can I change this situation? How can I fix it? It teaches children to be solution focused. So they're no longer just thinking about the problem all the time, that they can work out the answer. But once you become solution focused, all of us, even as adults, your life gets so much better. I haven't been very solution focused in my life, so this helps me. All right, physiology. In My Ninja, we teach children, I call it, because it rhymes, fake it till you make it, which you would have heard before. So act confident, stand tall, make yourself put your shoulders back. It leads to breathing properly, which makes you feel so much more confident and tells your body that you're safe, tells your mind that you're safe, and you end up just responding more confidently when you go into new situations. And that one was from Tony Robbins. He was talking about pretending you're wearing a superhero cape, which was very helpful for kids. Breathing, something I like to do regularly. If you're breathing, if you use a longer exhalation breath, so you breathe out longer than you breathe in, it tells your amygdala and your brain that you are calm, and leads to better learning and better results all around in your life. So I do teach children to breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and then breathe out for 6. You will also find that there is a beautiful Chinese wind gong relaxation in your course. This is a beautiful soundtrack which calms children. It's great to listen to at night before bed, and that's another little bonus that's included in your course. So maintenance, where do we go from here? If you act out situations with your child, and maybe you act out the situation where you're the child and they're the adult, and act out situations where they may get angry or anxious, like going to school, for example, it actually leads to really good results in real life. Because if you practice when you're feeling really relaxed and feeling amazing, it's so much easier to do when trouble does strike. So you do find yourself feeling happier going to school when you've practiced, say, on the weekend, saying goodbye to mum or dad or auntie and walking into school happy. I've even taken my daughter up to school on the weekend for that reason. Make a big deal of the support crew. If you have people in your family, or if you're a teacher and you have children in the class who are celebrating others, really make a big deal of those people. So congratulate the congratulator. Declan, it's very special the way you congratulate other people for attempting new activities. There's one example of a time that I used that in my own class. Now here's a game changer. Acknowledge children for slight improvements in confidence or willingness to try a new activity. So you might say, gee, before you wouldn't have even walked into that room and now you've come in with me. So just tiny little improvements, make a big deal about those. Or you used to scream and cry over that, but now, like, just any little improvement is important. So you were a little bit scared, but you did it anyway, and it went really well. I'm so pleased for you. So make a huge deal of those improvements, and encourage your children to talk about the strategies they're using, and talk about the ones that you're using yourself from My Ninja. So if you were doubting yourself, you could say, I had to use the thought catch today because I was just about to speak in front of a whole group of adults, and I started thinking, I can't do this, and I caught it, and I thought, that's not true. Because those unhelpful thoughts in your head aren't true. So we can teach children to catch the thoughts and thank them for trying to keep you safe, because that's what they're doing, but to let them go and to shift to something better. So here's a little girl in my class once said, I had a negative thought that I wouldn't be able to sing in my best voice if I auditioned for the choir, so I annihilated it. Thank you for watching my webinar today. I really hope that you access My Ninja and enjoy it, and thank you very much.